Okay, the referee's ready to blow his whistle and get the second period underway. This is Walt Harrison, Kenny Consulman, trackside, Oakland Coliseum Arena, part of the great, huge sports complex in Oakland, California. Pioneers and the Jolters, and here we go. 4-3 is the score. The Pioneers trail by 1. Bob Hine, the pivots, get up to the Pioneers, number 57. JoJo Stafford gets by him on the jam. Chasing them, Nick Scopus also out on the jam. Mike Moore for the Jolters, number 4. And they take care of Nick Scopus. He's going to have to start over again. The two Jolter jammers controlling things here. JoJo Stafford, number 7. Mike Moore, number 4. Nick Scopus chasing them, the great veteran star of the Pioneers. Nick Scopus, 56, trailing the two leading Jolter jammers. Well, it's Gary Lorenz in the jam. Got the wrong number out there. Gary Lorenz up there, a former amateur wrestler, moving here for the Pioneers. Very husky fellow. JoJo Stafford trying to get a shot at him. Mike Moore wants a shot at him too. He does, and Lorenz stays on his skates. Oh, but Stafford moving in a pack. Ronnie Robinson meets him at block and puts him down. Ronnie, number 58. Mike Moore now. Stafford put Gary Lorenz down, and he is injured. The skater comes on the track. John Rice to replace. Mike Moore scoring points in there as Jerry Cattell moves out Ronnie Robinson. So it is 1 Jolter point on the play. And they lead the Pioneers now 5-3. This is a big physical club on the Jolters. Their lineup is Ted Tauscher, number 3, Mike Moore, number 4, Charlie Gibson, number 5, Robert Graves, number 6, JoJo Stafford, number 7, the muscle man, Cal Stevens, number 8, Jerry Cattell, number 9, their big blonde tiger. For the Pioneers, number 50, Nick Scopus. I think he's 54 out there tonight, though. Bill Hill is 51. Larry Smith, 55. Gary Lorenz, 56. Bald Eagle Bob Hine, 57. Ronnie Robinson, 58. And John Rice, 59. Fresh jammers for the second jam here in this period. John Rice moving up, gets the whip from Bob Hine, and he's out and chasing Charlie Gibson, who's out there leading the play here. Looks over his shoulder the wrong way, and Rice hits him and goes on by and leaves Gibson on the deck. John Rice with a good move on that play for the Pioneers, who trail by 2. This is the championship round game. Don't forget, we'll have an interview at the end of the half, which you'll want to hear. These two clubs opened the season in the Midwest, the Jolters and the Pioneers. John Rice, Cal Stevens on the block in there, the big muscle man. Jerry Cattell, their big blonde tiger now. Two of the big strong men in this Jolter lineup. Pack has come to a standstill out there, but Rice can't get up there, and he's got no help back there. Robinson and Hine, they cannot get back there to give him any help, but Cattell belts him now, puts him down. Stevens goes back and belts him, puts him down now. Stevens waiting for him to get up, hits him again, and levels him again. John Rice getting up but slower this time. And again, Stevens scores the two of them out there on the bank track, and that is when time runs out. The Pioneers could not get a blocker back there to help out John Rice. He was giving it everything he had, but that was not quite enough against Cal Stevens and Jerry Cattell. So the score remains the Jolters 5 and the Pioneers 3 with 7:50 to go in this period. I tell you, Kenny, it's tough when you run against Cal Stevens and Jerry Cattell.
Oh, Walt, it's got to be the biggest team in the league, and I think their brand of play is going to be defensive. They certainly tried to carry that to the Pioneers on that jam.
They hand out bruises out there, Cal Stevens and Jerry Cattell. And we're ready to go with another jam. Nick Scopus is going to jam. 54 on the outside off the whip from Ronnie Robinson. He came all the way out of there off that whip too. Mike Moore in pursuit, number 4 for the Jolters now. But Nick Scopus has the lead, and he's a tough man to beat out there on the bank track. Nick Scopus moving. Great all-star of this Pioneer club. Boy, they're loaded with talent. Buddy Atkins, a senior in the infield. There's no limit how far this club can go. Mike Moore forward, moving now on Nick Scopus. Scopus knows it though. Blocked by Scopus. Moore stays on his skates. Ronnie Robinson lead the charge with Scopus moving on Cal Stevens. Didn't take that time. They'll try it again out of the turn and into the stretch. Near the inside of the great play, and Scopus scores and cuts off the jam. Nick Scopus and Ronnie Robinson. Great teamwork out there for the Pioneers. And sort of embarrassed big Cal Stevens, and he's telling off Ronnie Robinson right now. He didn't like to be embarrassed out there, but two better skaters, and they're better on skates. Maybe not stronger, but they're great out there. Pioneers 4 now, and the Jolters 5 on the scoreboard. Don't forget you can find out about games coming up in your area simply by getting on the mailing list. And you can also get a free copy of the rules the same way. Just address mailing list or rules. Send your card or letter to Post Office Box 1828, Oakland, California 94604. Include your zip code number, the station which you're watching this program. And you'll get your free copy of the rules, or you get in the mailing list to see that advance information next live game in your area. And the first opening series in the Midwest is going to be this Jolter club against the Pioneers. Bill Hill on the jam, 51, moving here for the Pioneers. Jerry Cattell back to the block. Big number 9, 6'2.5", 198 pounds. Joe Stafford is back there in case he needs any help. Number 7, Bill Hill trying to get by Jerry Cattell. Cattell with the knee block in there, an elbow block in there by Cattell. Bill Hill still trying though. Robinson trying to get back to give him some help, but he can't get past the blockers. And Stafford goes back with a big jump block on Hill and decks him, and that'll end that jam. Hill trying to get up, but slow, really shaken up after that block by Joe Stafford. He cuts off the jam and he collapses again on the track. Bob Hine there to check with him. Buddy Atkinson Sr. to check with him. Nick Scopas, make sure he's all right. 5-4 is the score. The Jolters still lead by 1 in this championship round game. The Jolters and the Pioneers. Again, it's getting kind of tough out there on that track.
Walt, halfway through the second period of action, and the score is only 5-4. I think that shows you how defensive this game is so far. And if the Pioneers are going to move, they're going to have to come up with a couple of big plays in here somewhere.
Actually, I think the Pioneers have by far the better offense, but the Jolters maybe have the stronger defense, and that's what's slowed it down. Gary Lorenz out on the jam again, and Nick Scopas is out with him, but in between them is Joe Stafford, number 7 of the Jolters. Another one of their big guns. He gets away from a Scopas block, moves on Gary Lorenz now. Stafford moving on Lorenz. Grabs the lead with that block. Will he cut it off? No, he is going to try and jam. Scopas in hot pursuit now with Gary Lorenz behind him. Stafford moving on the back now. Cal Stevens blocking and Bob Hine back there, and his team blocking in there, and here comes Stafford. He's going to get 3, and he cuts it off. It is 3 points in there for Joe Stafford, and I don't know there, Ken. Somebody was sleeping at the switch a little bit, I think.
I don't know, Walt. Again, that's a case of the Pioneers on offense. They had the superiority. They had both jammers out, but defense in the pack was, for the Jolters, what set up their points for them again.
Scopas in hot pursuit now with Gary Lorenz behind him. Stafford moving on the back now. Cal Stevens blocking and Bob Hine back there, and his team blocking in there, and here comes Stafford. He's going to get 3, and he cuts it off. It is 3 points in there for Joe Stafford. Score goes to 8-4 now. The Jolters lead the Pioneers. Ken, why don't you pick up this next jam, see if you can break the ice here.
Okay, Walt, I noticed Bud Atkinson Sr. was up there on the rail briefly talking with a couple of players, trying to get the club going here. They're trailing by a 2-1 margin now. It's still early in the game, but against a club as big as the Jolters are, you can't drop too many points behind. Jammers moving up, and the Jolters have the man out, Charlie Gibson, and Johnny Rice for the Pioneers. Here's one of the 2 little guys for the Pioneers that can pick up the points. Rice moving on the inside, through with an elbow. He has the lead on the play now. Knee block by Gibson, an elbow. And Rice is taken out. So the Jolters the advantage. Now Gibson had too much speed, lost a few strides, and Rice is catching up to him here. That could be a break for the Pioneers. Rice is still very much in this play. Ronnie Robinson on defense as Gibson is moving up. Robinson working with the elbow on the shoulder on Gibson. Now here comes Rice. He gets by on the inside. Rice is now the lead on the jam, going after Jerry Cattell. Robinson leads away. Cattell down. Rice in and calls it off. And 1 Pioneer point on the play, and we've been a long time waiting for that one, Walt.
Well, I'm glad I can't read lips because I don't want to know what Jerry Cattell had to say when he was there on the track. He was saying something, though.
That's, again, a case where teamwork can overcome size. That's what Buddy Atkinson wants for this team, and Rice certainly wouldn't have had that point without Ronnie Robinson to assist him. Now here comes Rice. He gets by on the inside. Rice is now the lead on the jam, going after Jerry Cattell. Robinson leads away. Cattell down. Rice in and calls it off.
8-5 is the score. The Jolters lead the Pioneers. 2:24 to go here in the second period of play. Don't forget, we'll have an interview at the end of the half. Probably talk about the big upcoming series in the Midwest between these 2 teams.
Okay, we've got another play underway here, Walt. The Jolters have both jammers out now. Mike Moore and JoJo Stafford. And Moore a rookie, Stafford about a 10-year veteran. And the Pioneers so far have got nobody moving on the play. Scopas and Lorenz are both held in the pack. And it's going to be all defense for the Pioneers here. Ronnie Robinson back to do the blocking. Pioneers have now broken Nick Scopas out of the jam. He's a long way behind. 2 Jolter jammers into it. Robinson a block on Moore. Goes to the inside, cuts off Stafford. Moore trying to move in. He can't make it. Stafford cut off. Ronnie Robinson gets Moore again. Follows with Stafford. Robinson holding him. Here comes Nick Scopus. Scopus trying to get the lead on the play. He's out number 2-1. He calls it off. As soon as he got the lead, he called it off. No score on that play.
Tell you, Ken, Nick was moving so fast that time, I think his long hair was standing out straight behind him.
He was a long way behind Walt, about 2/3 of a lap when he broke from the pack. It only took him about 10 seconds to get there.
Well, we have an 8-5 score yet. We have 1:10 to go here in the second period of play. Robinson deck there, trainer out there to check with him, make sure he's all right. Shaken up, but he'll be all right. He's a tough one.
Pioneers have now broken. Nick Scopus out of a jam. He's a long way behind. Two Jolter jammers into it. Robinson a block on Moore. Goes to the inside. Cuts off Stafford. Moore trying to move in. He can't make it. Stafford cut off. Ronnie Robinson gets Moore again. Follows with Stafford. Robinson holding him. Here comes Nick Scopus. Scopus trying to get the lead on the play. He's out number 2-1. He calls it off. As soon as he got the lead, he called it off. No score on that play.
Tell you, Ken, Nick was moving so fast that time, I think his long hair was standing out straight behind him. I assume we'll wear the pivot helmet. He is still wearing the pivot helmet. Big number 57. Larry Smith in there as a blocker. John Rice is a jammer. Bill Hill is a jammer. Here we go. Whipped out of there by Larry Smith is John Rice in the jam and Big Charlie Gibson in pursuit. Well, John Rice got a score to settle with this man. Beautiful move in there by Johnny Rice, and Gibson finds himself out on the cement floor. By the time he gets back on the track, he's at the rear of the pack. Jerry Cattell is back to the block, and John Rice is already in scoring position. 25 seconds left in this period. Jerry Cattell with the block in there. Nobody back there to help out John Rice now, but here comes Bob Hine on the jam. Bob Hine is pouring it on the pivot skater. He can also score. Bob Hine moving fast on Jerry Cattell. There he comes to the jump block. Rice goes by. Hine goes by. A point apiece. A great individual effort in there by Bob Hine, and it's 2 points for the Pioneers with 5 seconds to go in this period. I tell you one thing, these Jolters get the jammers out, but these Pioneers won't quit. That time Bob Hine started from way behind. He had the speed to get up there, catch the jammers. He moved in with the jump block. It paved the way for a point for him. It paved the way for a point for his jammers. So it was 2 points apiece in there on that play by the Pioneers. A great effort by Bob Hine, who wouldn't quit out there. They were also racing the clock on that play. Very few seconds left, but they did manage to pick up 2 points on the play. So that's the kind of a team that makes a champion. A team that will never quit. And when Buddy Atkinson Sr. coaches a club, believe me, they will not quit. Well, we're just about ready for the third period of play, with the girls coming on the track. So the score here at the end of the second period is the Pioneers 7 and the Jolters 8.